A world of thrills, a world of drama, of capes and tights, a world where death is a revolving door. Welcome to the Geek Matrix. It's the DC Comics Review Show number 156, the world's greatest comic show about the world's greatest superheroes. It's Rob here. Joining me, as always, are my wonderful co-hosts. The boys are back in town. Brandon.
Hello, everybody.
Woo. And
Woo.
Josh.
Howdy, dude. Like the craziest fucking thing happened to me the other day. Okay,
Oh God,
Carol.
I'm about to take a drink. Be careful.
Carol Danvers just stopped by my house a couple of days ago and wanted help finding her missing cat. But I told her I'm not helping her. That's a wild goose chase.
Lurk that.
Oh, come on.
Oh goodness. Yeah. And you don't want to get eaten by a flurkin.
No.
No. If they're anything like Niblonians, they have black holes in their stomachs.
Oh God,
That's horrible.
you have Futurama on the brain again.
Yeah, we've been watching. Hey, the new season comes out really soon.
Is it really?
Yes.
that? Oh,
Season
wow.
11. I think the 28th, I
Yeah.
think.
Because I know they just put out the trailer.
Yeah.
So
At least by the end of
I'll
the
see
month.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which Disney Plus everywhere on the planet except for the US,
Except-
where you have to go to Hulu.
Yeah. Fun times.
And that's because
Fun
we don't
times.
have Hulu anywhere outside of the US.
Yeah.
It's stupid as hell that I can't
Honestly,
watch regular
not-
TV.
You're not missing much on Hulu.
No,
There's
I'm really
fucking
not.
ads. Unless you
That's
get the
stupid.
ad-free version, and like
Yeah.
it buffers like crazy. unless
Yeah,
you have that
I'm
high
okay
speed
with
internet.
Disney Plus.
So I think you're good.
Yeah. D Plus already has like
Hello?
the first 10 seasons of Futurama that we're going through anyway. So
Oh, yeah.
adding the 11th is just cherry on top.
Hello?
Nice.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay.
Having issues?
Yeah, the light for my mute button just stopped working, so I can no longer tell if I'm muted.
Oh, that's
fun.
not good.
No.
Yeah.
Well done.
Anyway,
Yeah, so what's new in the world? I know I got a couple of things to talk about.
not a lot personally. A couple of things I thought were pretty cool. Sumerian is going to be publishing an American Psycho title, and it's going to be a brand new story. So I'm going to be all over that. Really looking forward to that.
Right on.
And then the only other thing I've is a brief thing, and I won't make it a thing, but I'm getting really tired of how Night Terrors is just Williamson picking off another legend, and it's aggravating the shit out of me. Amen. Have a great night.
Picking off another legend? What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean, his last whole event was all Morrison, and now everything is all Gaiman, and this is driving me nuts.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Building what's it called? Profiting off the backs of others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Anyway.
it's not the most interesting story anyway.
No, it's not. He's taking something that, I mean, me and I know a lot of other people hold, we're big fans. We hold that shit dear to our heart, and you're just gonna play all fucking crazy with it. Get out of my sandbox, man. Don't mix your crayons with my crayons.
What?
I said, don't mix your crayons with my crayons.
Oh, I heard cranes. Like, what about
No.
cranes?
No, I'm from Michigan, so you heard crayons.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's what you heard. But yeah, everywhere else it's crayon.
Crayon. Yeah.
Now I'm still gonna pronounce it caramel too. It'll always be caramel, not caramel. Sorry.
You're
Yeah.
fucking weird.
Oh, 40 years of being, yeah, no, I can't do it. The one thing that I will change is I don't call soda pop anymore.
Yeah, everybody says it's like a big Canadian thing to call it pop, and I've always called it soda. I
Yeah,
just think
it's
that sounds more sense.
it's a big Canadian and huge Michigan thing. Like if you go up there and say soda, they're gonna say something to you like cracking a joke about being from the 50s.
I say soda all the time.
What the hell?
Like every so often somebody says, "So a pop?" I'm like, yeah. That's yeah. That's what I said. Uh What's
That
one
makes-
thing? How do you say coupon?
How do I say coupon?
Oh god damn it.
It's coupon.
No, it's not. There's an O in that word. That's a linguistic pet peeve of mine is
No,
when
it's
people
just
say it
something.
like that.
Look, spell it.
COUPON.
Okay, you're saying it too slow. It's coupon, right? So you're pronouncing it. You're hearing it faster than it's coming out. Coupon. There's pronunciation there. It's just fast. It's like Asuka from
Yeah, that's
WWE,
an entirely
right?
different language.
You can't pick stone. You can't pick
The
that fight when
phonetics in
you
Japanese are
pronounce-
very different from English.
you pronounce the T in often.
You're supposed to.
You're not supposed to.
According to who?
According to history.
Well, history is wrong.
There, you heard it here first.
It often is.
Uh,
All right. Enough of our English lesson for today. Now for something more interesting. SDCC is this weekend.
whoop, whoop.
The mecca of nerds everywhere is finally upon us once again. And it's actually doesn't have as much as it used to. Like
Oh, of course.
none of the movie companies are going. I believe none of them. I know none of the big ones are going. But DC definitely has a panel. I haven't looked into Marvel, but I imagine Marvel has a panel for comics. DC's
Yeah, for sure.
is Friday, and we record on Thursday. So for us, it's tomorrow. Of course, we're gonna miss everything in the news because that's how it goes. But we have been lucky with the fact that some lucky soul got their hands on a copy of DC Connect that is supposed to launch, I imagine, next week, highlighting October solicits. And so some stuff got leaked a day early. I'll say leaked for us because it's still Thursday, but by the time this show goes out, it'll be like just in the mainstream news because solicits go out tomorrow for us. So why the hell not? I'll call it a leak for now. Starting with I'll start with the trades that are coming out. DC has is releasing 4 trades of note that I can say because I don't know any of the others that are in the issue. They are releasing a Batman Eternal Omnibus.
Mhm.
They are releasing a 0-hour reprint, as well as Young Justice Omnibus. Is it, Brandon?
Yes.
Right. And a Kyle Rayner.
Well, the first of, I assume, like three
Hopefully
would be
many.
my three would probably be my guess because it's like a 50 issue run, I think. And
Okay.
it's like the first 19 issues.
Right on. And a Kyle Rayner. Not Omni. I forgot what it was actually called.
It's like the compendium. They're doing these.
Yes, Compendium. Yeah.
Yeah, the DC publishing house decided to take notes from Image because they've been doing their big compendium push lately. And they're just like, well, if they can do it, we can do it too. And I'm all here for that because compendiums are so great for binge reading. I know it's not healthy, but damn, it's a lot of fun.
It's 704 pages in Kyle Rayner's. The other 3 have over 1,000 each.
Look,
So-
I stand by compendiums. I got the irredeemable compendium, and I had the time of my life just flying right through that. So I'm with it. But yes, no, that prints for anyone who collected the Green Lantern Kyle Rayner trades from like a couple years back. It's like the first.
Two, you said,
It
right?
collects all the material from that, and then I'm sure there will be some extras. Yeah, but this is important. I'm glad Rob mentioned this because what really matters is the pre-orders for that book. If the pre-orders are high and people buy that book, they can easily do a compendium number 2, which will print hopefully a huge chunk of the rest of that run that to this day has still not been reprinted. And I think
Yes.
that's what a lot of people are hoping for. Because like I
Crime
like getting
against
floppies.
humanity.
They're very cheap. You can find them in a dollar bin anywhere, but sometimes they're hard to find.
Yeah, I can attest to that because I've been trying to collect all the ones I'm missing, which is basically everything past 56.
It's the bane of every comic collector's existence.
Yeah.
Those 3 issues.
Yeah. Actually, on Reddit the other day, I happened to go on and a guy posted on the Green Lantern subreddit. He went to a shop, spent 4 hours going through over 20 long boxes, and found 13 issues of Guy Gardner Warrior that he was missing that completed his collection. And it was all included issues that I'm missing. And I'm like, you fucking lucky bastard.
You lucky bastard.
You'll get your time, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait to actually dive into that. I got to finish Guy Gardner Reborn first.
I can't believe you haven't started them.
Oh, I started
I
Reborn,
like
and then I picked up other trades, and I got distracted by other stuff. And then I forgot where I put them. I got to find them again. So speaking of that, so Kyle Rayner's coming out. That's the last trade of note. Is there anything else interesting, Brandon, that you could say about seeing as you have the book?
Yeah, maybe not interesting to me, but you pointed out, and I thought it was very funny, the 0 Hour Crisis in Time omnibus, which I was shocked to learn was the 2023 edition. So it's a reprint of an older edition. I didn't even know that existed because I thought, why would anyone want an omnibus of 0 Hour Crisis in Time? But apparently, so I'm not going to be that guy who's like, don't waste your money, but I don't know. If you're curious, like, I guess check it out.
Yeah.
It's a story with Parallax, probably his most famous. So there you go. That's my pitch for the book.
Arguably, Final Night might be his most famous because that was like his quote unquote death.
True, yeah. I guess it just depends because I know he's like the big villain of that book. I don't know. I only read, I think, 2 issues of 0 Hour, and then I got bored.
I don't.
Not exactly the greatest of storylines.
No, it's very pretty to look at, but
fuck yeah, Jesus.
It's not very gripping. At least in my opinion.
Yeah. There's a little bit of that could be said about the books that we've got this week as well, wouldn't you guys say?
Well, even beyond
Perhaps.
that, like there's two more announcements that came out. One of which, speaking of old books or old titles that don't age well, DC is doing Amazon's Attack yet again.
Fucking dumb.
But not the same Amazon. It's not like Amazon's attacking DC.
The plus is not an event.
It's not an event. It's an actual, I think, limited series. But it is focusing on Nubia, Yara Flor, various other Amazonians, as well as Mary Marvel.
As well as Mary Marvel?
Yeah,
Mary Marvel, yeah.
Mary Marvel will be there as well.
Because she's now a part of that pantheon for the most part.
Yeah.
By extension. She's like an Amazon-in-law.
Exactly. Yeah. And saying Mary Marvel so many times made me think of the song Mary Mac by Great Big Sea, and now it's stuck in my head.
Whoops. Look what you did.
I assume, judging your reaction, you don't even know what song that is.
Oh, I know what song it is. I'm just
Oh, okay.
doing everything in my power not to say a single lyric. So let's move on.
Right on. This one is about, so they're basically like an Amazon strike team going into the world to like help save it, basically following the footsteps of Diana, but also trying to build partnerships with man's world and
So,
be the Amazonian Justice League, if you will.
yeah, I was gonna say, does this sound like it's going to be Batman Inc. with better PR?
Could very well be.
I mean, I'm okay with that as long as it's done right. Who's the creatives on it? Do we know?
We do, and I forgot to look it up because I am a genius.
Thunder is just booming right now.
Josie Campbell, Pasco, Georgia.
Thank you.
Really? That is a flip. It could be excellent, or it could be just, or I could. Josie Campbell, I will either really, really enjoy, but I never hate. It's just kind of meh. It's either I think Josie Campbell's books are either excellent or just there, kind of empty.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I get that. Yeah,
I've never read one that I can remember off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
That I've hated. That I've given any shit to.
So just basing on her recent works, New Champion of Shazam, I really enjoyed, and her rendition of Mary I thought was excellent, but her recent Amazon story was, like you said, run of the mill. It was kind of just dull. But seeing as both these characters are going to be in this book, I'm very curious as to where this is going to go for me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Either way, but I mean, it'll be more Wonder Woman and it won't be Coonan and Conrad. So fingers crossed.
So that's
better.
good. Yeah. And finally, the last title that was leaked early is kind of an event book, but more just like a company crossover, intercompany crossover, I should say. Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong, and a partnership with Legendary Comics, part of Legendary Studios. And it is obviously DC's introduction to the world of giant kaiju monsters. I'm excited for it. I don't know about you guys, but
I was gonna say, I know you're excited.
Yeah.
I'm not on the fence. I'm more just like, it could be fun, but
yeah.
We'll see.
I completely get why some people would
enough.
not care for it.
Yeah. I'm not interested at all.
Yeah, I can understand that completely, because you have to really care about kaiju to really
I do
read something about kaiju.
Me and Isaiah for the Screens podcast, we had I want to say 3 episodes dedicated to kaiju, Godzilla, and others. And I just don't think that the two belong together. I feel like this would be a Justice League and Transformers, or a Justice League and G.I. Joe crossover.
That's
I don't have
basically what it is.
And I mean, I don't have any interest in any of that either. That's just brand promotion, and it's a waste of time. Fair.
Like, I will say this, of all the intercompany crossovers,
Brandon doesn't like comic books that tie into movies and TV like instinctually, and he's like right 99% of the time. I feel the same way about the brand crossovers.
That's fair. But Justice League Power Rangers was fucking awesome.
I still really like that.
Yeah, and Batman Ninja Turtles.
Batman Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, Batman 100%. Ninja Turtles. What am I thinking?
One gets a pass. All 3 of them.
It's not DC, but the recent Power Rangers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I gotta check that out.
How is it's so much fun. It's so much fun.
You know what? Maybe the thing is that it's got to be Power Rangers or Turtles. Maybe that's the key to the success of that recipe there.
Yeah,
and also with that series, it completes the trifecta where all 3 teams have teamed up individually, and now we could have a triple book.
Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles, and Batman,
or Justice League.
Yeah. I think my thing right now, my hesitation is just like it's very much like a here are all my action figures. Let me throw them in a pile and make them fight each other.
Exactly.
Premise.
Well, that's
And I'm-
exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I
well, my thing-
100% did that with Ninja Turtles, He-Man, and Thundercats. Straight up. It was like, Royal Rumble.
I don't want that concept to get old fast.
For sure.
Yeah, no, I get that.
I would hate for that concept to get old fast, especially in like 6 issues, because
Oh, I think you dropped. You
Yeah.
dropped or I did. Nope, it was you.
Brandon is frozen.
Oh no, Brandon. You want to drop
Yeah.
that into Discord real quick?
So I will keep going here. Creative team, it's written by Brian Buccellato with art from Christian Duce. The art is freaking gorgeous. And I'm
His art
I'm
is
optimistic
pretty good.
about the writing.
I'm not familiar with that writer. It's not ringing any kind of bell at all.
Oh no.
I'm sure Brandon does, but his stuff is stuttering like crazy.
what's up?
I'm very
Oh, there
curious
we
about the
go.
time
Now
frame
he's
here.
back. Do you
What
know
was-
the writer that's on JL versus Godzilla versus Kong?
Brian Buccellato.
Yeah, yeah. You guys probably should too. He did the New 52 Flash. He did.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Okay,
Yeah, he did like run on Detective Comics.
that's right.
Also,
when
with-
I was
'cause he's usually paired with Francis Mantle. I
That run on the Flash was awesome.
it sure was.
Yeah.
finally, and they just kind of both of them to writing. Yeah.
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 So I was kind of curious looking at the preview art, just what the timeline was here, because one of the descriptions I saw says Clark was going on a date with his girlfriend Lois Lane. So this definitely seems to take place in the past. You can see Hal and Barry as GL and Flash, but then you also see Jessica Cruz being a Green Lantern. So it's kind of interesting where this is going to end up.
Maybe it could be like its own micro continuity where
Oh, it definitely will.
Superman has revealed his identity to Lois Lane. Yeah,
Yeah. So I'm taking bets right now. Who's the first hero to die by atomic flame?
That's a tough one.
I mean, it's not written by Tom Taylor, so there's a chance that none of them die.
I
But-
was thinking it's just going to be like the
If I had-
slugfest, and they'll probably all come out alive.
Yeah.
Without knowing the cast, if I had to pick one regular Justice League member that I thought would die in the versus Godzilla book, it would be Hawkman.
Hawkgirl is there.
Well, there you go. It could be
Yeah.
Hawkgirl too then.
So the ones you can see from the preview page is you got Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Hal and Barry, Jessica Cruz,
Mhm.
Hawkgirl, Supergirl, and Cyborg.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Interesting
that was
team.
it. So that's what you've seen so far.
Interesting team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As much as they say Justice League, it probably also means like DC Universe versus Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah.
Select DC characters united.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna say Batman.
League of Justice DC. You're gonna say Batman?
Yeah, I think they'll pull a sneaky on us and kill Batman first.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Actually,
That's
Tom Taylor
definitely
already did
possible.
that in Deceased. Never mind.
Yeah, he did do that in DC
Yeah.
already.
Yeah, that's still like amazing first issue. All right, so that's all I got. You guys got anything else?
For me, it'd be some people. But for anyone,
Well,
series hack slash, which I have just I can't even remember when I first found that series. I think it was like freshman year of high school, and I just kind of stumbled onto it. And I thought it was like
yeah.
a very generic, kind of TNA thing, but my favorite series. But um, Slash is back, at least for a little bit, with a new mini from Zoe Thorogood. I don't know if you guys read It's Lonely at the Center of the Earth. It kind of
I haven't
there's
read that, but
like
the name does sound familiar.
The name sounds familiar, but yeah.
everything, but it's super good. Yes, Tim Seeley chose her to do a hack slash mini series, and I saw that and I was like, this is for me. This is just for me. I don't
I
care.
mean, I enjoyed Hack Slash. That was a good book.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Brandon. I don't know if you're hearing this or not, but your audio is a little bit choppy. You may have to leave and rejoin or reboot your router or something. Yeah, man. Talk about some honorable mentions. Did we drop the episode number? It's 156 if we didn't. I'm sure he did, but
Yeah.
I don't fucking remember anything. I never remember anything. That's why I write it all down, including the honorable mentions. We got a few this week, and I am, instead of talking about them here, I'll be dropping more info on them in the bonus show, but I will give you the scores that I gave them. And they're around here somewhere. Oh, Night Terror's Catwoman, number 1, that got a 7 out of 10. Night Terror's Punchline, number 1, 8.5 out of 10. Tales of the Teen Titans, number 1, 6 out of 10. Harley Quinn, Black, White, and Redder, number 1, got a 7 out of 10. Batman White Knight Presents Generation Joker, number 3, got an 8 out of 10. And Superboy, The Man of Tomorrow, number 4, got a 7.5 out of 10. And finally, from Milestone, Static Shadows of Dakota, number 5, got an 8 out of 10 as well. And I could tell by Rob's face my score on Superboy blows him away. So you'll have to hear more about that and the rest of these books on the bonus show.
You'll know when we get to the top 3. What my thoughts on Superboy, the Man of Tomorrow is. Also, Josh, it sounds like the thunderstorm that's in your area is making its way here, because now there's a severe thunderstorm watch in my area. Thank you very much. That just went north really quickly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that would have been hella quick because I'm on the other side of the country from you. But
yeah.
Right. Yeah, that was the second roll through of thunderstorms we just had back to back. So hopefully that's done. I don't have my phone near me, so I'm not looking that up. But
fair enough.
Fair enough indeed, as I was to the honorable mentions.
Yeah, mostly.
Mostly, he said mostly.
Except for one book,
Oh wow, it sounds like I hurt his feelings. Did I hurt your feelings, Rob? Should have. I'm not crying, you're crying.
You're a Superboy. All right, so let's get into our books for the week. We got 3 of them for this show and 3 for our bonus show. Be sure to check that out, and you can check that out by subscribing to our Discord server. Links to that is on our website, which is on my other script. One second. The geekmatrixpod.com. Check that out. Subscribe for only $2.99 a month US, as I found out, $3.99 a month Canadian. So I don't know what the currency is in other countries, but I found out recently it's $1 more in Canada, because I don't know, exchange rates, who the hell knows. But we are going to start off with the Vigil number 3, brought to us by very many people, including Josh.
Indeed, and done so under the We Are Legends banner. It was written by Ram V with art by Lamit Kumar Sharma, Sid Kotian and Rain Barreto. Cover was from Sumit Kumar, and Dave Sharp did the letters. So to start the issue right up at the very end of an orgy, and Saya has takes part in intense pleasures to deal with the unbelievable pain that they have to deal with nonstop all of the time. They leave abruptly. Doc asks about the pain over the phone, but it's played off and then on to the mission. Phase 1, steal Naya Saha's face. Now part of the issue is Naya and mission debrief about the last mission that the Vigil went on, while Saya is off making use of the new face that they just borrowed to go into Naya's childhood home to look at old pictures. She makes a point, Naya does. Arclight has a violent temper for a leader, and the Doc, who's supposed to be super smart and super informed, has let them down more than once. Not the greatest traits for a team. Dodge seems to be decent, though, because she'll avoid killing unless she has to, and for some reason that pisses the Doctor off. By the way, the mission that they're on is against World War II Japanese research into sleep. They sleep deprived a seriously powerful psychic shaman monk, and then fed him a bunch of thoughts about an amazing city, a magical tech, and all this wonderful place, thinking that he might be able to will it into existence, and it worked. Everyone but Naya goes into the base, starts to fall underneath the monk's power, and the only one that doesn't feel its effects is Castle, who happens to be completely emotionless. I think even less than a sociopath. Back to Naya, and at the end of her report, she says that she believes the Vigil either needs oversight or to be... Woo! My God, that lightning hit so hard it made my teeth hurt. Woo! Where did I leave off at? All right.
That's some thunder.
Yeah, no, lightning strike, man. It just like lit up all the way outside. That's right. It scared the shit out of me, and that don't happen very easy. Anyway, psychic, making magic tech and buildings and shit. It was working. So Castle, everybody's under the effect except for Castle. We go back to the end of her report, and we see that it's Saya that is sitting there across the table from her, which at the end of it, she says that Saya is the only member of the Vigil that she has no opinion on because they have never spoken. That's surprisingly, that's when Saya's like all super duper happy with her, and it's like, hey, sorry if it's been so weird that I don't talk. I'm in a lot of pain. The mask makes it weird. Just wanted to say hi. Glad I met you. That was really odd, but also not very true. It was to see if she was trustworthy. She says that she believes the Vigil either needs oversight or to be disbanded. Whoops, hold on. Yeah, sorry. Anyway, it wasn't true. Saya, along with Doc and Castle, they've just received another mission, this time directly from Mr. Lightless, and it's to head into a LexCorp facility, and it's hoarding some sort of person that is, I'm assuming, is a badass. They look pretty badass anyway. Of course, like badass people are, they're stored in a jar. I went into this thinking I'm probably going to have to shelf my expectations for the book. V writes slow, but for espionage, there needs to be some fast-moving parts at times, and my doubt wasn't warranted. I really enjoyed the step and pace and getting deeper into what's the overall goings-on in the book. We know the characters well enough now that we can learn about them as we go along, as in actual stories. I'm digging it. I like the concept of Saya. Little 14-year-old Castle kind of reminds me of number 4 from the Umbrella Academy. Do you guys? I don't know if you guys picked that up or no. He's just not. He's just not
a little. I don't know. I don't think he's as sassy as no, 4, but
he's got no personality. He's 4 with no personality. That's But for a book like this, I'm craving a super duper detailed art style. But this stuff it's way more than serviceable. It's really, really great. Plus, it seems as though V is opening up doors for South Asian artists, and that's awesome because these ones are pretty damn good. I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Well, I do have to offer one minor correction. Neither of these are new artists. Actually, Lali Kumar was on Daredevil a couple years back. But but yes, I do think it's good that they're, promoting them as kind of like top tier artists. But anyway, no, I'm right there with you. I mean, I've enjoying this series so far. I know it's been a little slower, but I kind of appreciate that it's really kind of trying to focus in on some elements of the team, even if they are extremely dysfunctional.
It's an interesting approach to world building, but after
Yeah,
reading
and
this, I think it works.
I think so. I mean, I just like last issue, I think was the one that really kind of got me. Really look with Arclight and how kind of with Saya and everything. So I wonder who will be the next kind of focus for. I mean, I'm sure if you look at the solicits, you can figure that out. But I don't know from the top of my head. But yeah, no, it's just a really solid issue. Some great espionage. It'll be interesting to see whether or not Saha finds out that Saya was running around town impersonating her. I'm sure that will not be something she appreciates. But no, just a really solid issue, and actually kind of looking forward to the next one. So 8 out of 10 for me.
So the team to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, starting to feel like a mashup of Doom Patrol and Suicide Squad. Like bits of it. Like they got
Bits of it, yeah.
the weird abilities, but it's also like a Black Ops team.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say definitely in terms of the dynamic, probably more Suicide Squad because they don't seem to like each other very much.
Yeah. Apart from that, though,
At least not they don't seem to really know each other very much.
Yeah, they're just kind of they're like colleagues basically.
yeah.
This feels like I don't know if I can trust you kind of shit. And I feel like
Yeah.
everybody's feeling that way.
Yeah.
Other than maybe Saya, Doc, and Castle, they seem to be all on the same team.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Sankaran, like he just kind of has his own thing going on. He's very much just like everything I do is on a need to know basis. And if I think you need to know, then you'll know. But I don't know that I would call him trustworthy just yet.
Oh, hell no. No, he's about as trustworthy as Waller.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that being said, like I'm not overly into espionage books. As interesting as this is, like that part of it just falls flat for me. Because I just don't find it interesting. It's not exciting for me, espionage
Sure.
stories. And with this, like if that's what they're going for, I get it. And the book is very interesting. I like the characters in it, but I really need a plot very soon, like an overall plot, because it doesn't feel like it has one yet, apart from introducing all these characters and just getting their backgrounds. But it doesn't feel like it's going anywhere apart from just saying, "Hey, we're here." So I need a bit more to really enjoy this. So for now, 7.5.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Just sit there and hate Rom V. I mean, we
I don't hate Rom V.
I know. I'm just.
I mean, no one's
I have a
perfect.
distaste.
Yeah. Also, yeah.
for
Also, no.
espionage.
Yeah. Also, like, yeah. No one is gonna have a perfect track record. There's gonna be some books that you don't like from a certain creator. So
Exactly. And speaking of Rom V,
Let me come up with one for Tom Taylor. There's got to be a series that he's written that I don't like, right?
I'm sure there's ones that you like less than others.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, fine. One of the deceased wasn't the greatest. Wasn't his greatest. Most of
Fair
this
enough.
shit was just fucking great, though. I brought up Tom Taylor just because of the news that we saw.
Yeah, from Storm just now.
From Storm
Nathan.
just now. Yeah, Nathan.
Yeah.
And man, some of that is really interesting.
Yeah. Obviously there's going to be a lot more news tomorrow when DC has its full panel.
Yeah.
Actually, I thought it was tomorrow, but apparently it was today. I don't know. Maybe the schedule I was looking at was wrong. But speaking of Rom V, we'll announce this right now, and then maybe we'll talk about the rest next week once everything's out in the open.
Yeah, that's probably the best move.
Rom V announced that he's signed a 2-year exclusivity deal with DC.
Hell yeah. That's beautiful news.
Yeah. That is
the
really
only
good
thing
news.
it is beautiful news. The only problem is that I really like Rom V's indie work. And
You
that
can
means-
still do that. That doesn't
Yeah.
change. Yeah,
Oh, no
that's
shit.
it's the and again, a lot of people
Big
seem to
publishers.
forget this, but yeah, no, with these exclusivity deals, it really just kind of precludes you from doing any larger other work for hire stuff. It doesn't
Gotcha.
mean you can't go off and do your own creator
Well,
or independent work.
hell yeah, I'm down for it. Let's keep them here.
Yeah, like you can't go to like Marvel.
Yeah, exactly. Or even
Yeah.
like if it was like, oh, I'm gonna do, you know, Power Rangers X, I don't know, Shadow or something like that. Yeah, you probably couldn't do that. But
Yeah.
also, I know that's not true because they like literally, we're a couple months away from another book he's doing with Felipe Andrade, kind of a pseudo sequel to The Many Deaths of Layla Starr for anyone who read that
Right
book, which should be
Oh
everyone.
my goodness, that's amazing news.
Although it's funny, I didn't actually like that. As I was
Really?
reading it when it came out, I didn't love that book. I was really into it at first, and it didn't. Once I got past the third issue, it didn't quite sit with me. But last winter, I reread it for the first time since it came out in 2019,
Uh-huh.
and that one hit a lot better for me. So I think, yeah, that one's definitely worth checking out if you haven't.
Oh, absolutely. And Rob, also, if you're willing to check out Ron V's indie stuff, you've got to. Well, I mean, indie-ish. Blue and Green is
Yeah. I've
fucking
heard you
fantastic.
guys talk about it. I need to check that out.
Yeah, I didn't love it. I thought I got a little convoluted, but I've been considering giving that one a reread sometime soon.
Yeah, I
My
mean,
opinion might have
it's.
changed.
I feel like it's as thick and in story as like his Detective Comics run. Like where shit's. Give it a shot. You'll like it. Pick up a
Yeah.
trade. I think so anyway.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah,
It's kind
just
of-
don't
kind of
punish. Yeah, don't punish yourself if you read it and you're just kind of like, I don't understand. And not
Yeah.
even like it
No,
was too
'cause-
smart for me. It just got too tangled in the weeds.
Multi-directional. Yeah, there was the biggest complaint about that book
Yeah.
was being
Oh,
hard
really?
to follow. You got to do a lot of flipping, but it's cool.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
Right. So our
So-
next book
next
is
book.
going to be Night Terror's Nightwing #1, brought to us by Brandon.
My pleasure. And though I have a glorious Nightwing in front of me, and I'm very much in the mood to talk some Nightwing, unfortunately, this one doesn't really have that much in terms of plot. This is brought to us by Becky Cloonan and Michael W. Conrad doing the writing with art from Daniele Di Nicuolo, colors from Adriano Lucas, and letters from Wes Abbott. In a nutshell, Nightwing's nightmare, if you will, is that he has been sentenced to imprisonment in none other than Arkham Asylum, giving some very heavy Batman RIP vibes. And basically, the issue revolves around Nightwing being tested and prodded regarding his own sanity as he struggles to remember something that happened, some kind of murder that was there. He goes through electroshock therapy. Sorry, I heard the Discord thing and I thought I cut out again. Am I still good?
You're still good.
Okay, cool.
You're still good.
But yes, he goes through various types of treatment, including electroshock therapy, and other things like that, before eventually succumbing to the nightmare and to insomnia's trappings. But not before he realizes eventually, after further prodding, that the person that he killed in this nightmare dream was none other than Batman, which is why he's been kind of hailed as this hero throughout Arkham. But before he can uncover any of that a little bit further, Arkham has a new inmate, someone who may or may not just be as demented and crazy as Nightwing himself, one Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl.
Hmm.
Well, okay. Let me start with this. I like the premise. It's very fun. I like the art. Daniele Di Nicuolo can do no wrong.
Right.
The writing is solid, but I don't know. It's just a very hollow story. Like
It is.
the premise is, or not the premise, I should say. The read was basically just Nightwing is tortured throughout all of Arkham Asylum, and he's continuously questioning, like, how real this is and what the hell is going on and who did I kill. We get the reveal at the end that it was Batman, and that was the end. And I'm just thinking, I'm like, this is a 2-issue series. So my only assumption is they're going to resolve it by Nightwing is going to maybe break out of Arkham Asylum or something, or break Barbara out of Arkham Asylum. Then she's going to turn on him, and that's going to be the end of it. And I don't know, like, again, it's a fun premise, but it just, like, the story just feels so empty. It lacks anything deeper than that. So
Oh man.
for that, I gave it a 7 out of 10. Like, it's very nice to look at. And
Oh wow.
it's like, it's a read that if you gave it to me on like a day where I was very bored, I'm sure I could enjoy it. But I don't know, like, it read as like a very hollow, generic Nightwing story, if I can be honest. So that's where I'm at. Not much else to say.
What about you, Rob?
I think he said it all. Like it's oddly fun is pretty much the only note I had for it. But there isn't much substance here apart from just watching Nightwing go crazy because everybody thinks he's crazy. And there's like a somewhat of a mystery there, like what did he do? But at the end of the day, you know it doesn't really matter what he did because it didn't happen. You know it's a nightmare. And it's just fun watching his mind spiral because he doesn't know it's a nightmare. Right? It's kind of weird, but that's where the fun is. And I know it's really weird to say it's fun to watch a happy-go-lucky superhero's mind spiral into torment and despair. But that's why it's oddly fun.
Yeah, it's a fun concept for this nightmare story.
Yeah.
I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
See, I feel like it's not, because I don't really see much of a concept. I see a hero who spends the entire book going, this is a nightmare, right? And it turns out that his greatest nightmare is killing Batman and Babs turning into one of the Borg. I mean, and
not wrong.
And on top of that, the art is exceptionally manga inspired. Di Nicuolo is an awesome artist. It is not the right art to use in a nightmare book. I mean, are we going to see what's her face from Young Diana showing up in the next one? I mean, that's just a silly choice to me.
I do disagree with you there. I actually
really
was surprised that Nicolo's art translated so well to horror. Especially, there's a sequence where we see his parents get resurrected, and that was pretty horrifying. I mean, like, it's not in a
very G-rated anime, in a very G-rated manga. Like, their faces look,
maybe, I don't know.
Something...
I thought it connected pretty well. Like, I like the way that he draws the really creepy teeth and the, horrifying expressions and all that stuff. But, anyway.
I guess I want more out of a horror book, or not more. I guess I just expect a different art style. That's,
well,
for me,
I
that's
would also
like
like
fun,
Alan
or
Moore,
even
but I don't think he wants to write Nightwing.
Like,
where's my rim shot?
I don't have the sound effects on here. But yeah, I guess I would expect to see manga in a fast-paced book, or in a noir book, or even a comedy. But like, for this in a horror book, it just doesn't work for me.
Clearly, you've never read Junji Ito then.
I mean, you need to read Junji Ito.
I have not read any manga.
Ooh.
I will send you
a
Curse of Omega Fault, and it will change your mind.
Oh my god. Ooh, yes, yeah.
Oh no, wait. Oh wow. And I'm completely blanking on it. Hold on 1 second.
You'll never be able to look at holes the same way again.
Oh man, I can't remember there is a manga that I read, and it got translated into several movies, live action, about a samurai who did not kill his blade was mounted backward on the sword.
Rurouni Kenshin.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
I read all of that in high school.
Yes.
was
Yes,
very
I
good.
read the shit out of that, and
It's
I've
got
seen
manga,
every
it's
movie.
got anime, it's got a live action adaptation, it's
Oh, I've
got
never
like
seen the
3 different
anime.
movies.
No, it's got like 6 different movies, homie.
Yeah,
I've got
I was
all of
just
them.
throwing a number out there.
Oh,
I didn't really know
yeah,
how many. Yeah.
yeah, like a lot. They're all
Yeah.
pretty damn good.
Yeah. One of my favorite stories in manga history, it really is. It's a Samurai X is the English translation, like the English title. But Rurouni Kenshin for like people that don't care about English translations. It's just one of the best stories I've ever read.
It really is. It's
Yeah.
fucking phenomenal.
I
And
have
even as
vivid
cheesy
memories
as you
of
would
the
expect it to be translated live action,
oh god, yeah. But
it's a little there, but I mean, it's a fucking it's I mean, you almost expect that, and what you get going in expecting it to have that cheese,
yeah.
it's just like a very very light dust. I love the fucking movies too.
Yeah.
Holly and I have rewatched them twice, all of them, like bing 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 bing.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's got all the feels of a shonen story, but also very bloody and gory. Like super bloody and gory. But like I have vivid memories, and I don't remember any of the guys, any of the characters' names. But there was a guy that just fought with his fists. He was like a street fighter, and there was a point where like he needed to learn a new technique to beat a guy that was just a slightly better fighter than him. So he had like the knuckle punch, the 2-tone knuckle punch, and he had to learn the 3-tone knuckle punch. It was like, this is fucking sick. When you think about it, like years later, like that was actually really stupid. Is that going to work? But then you think about it again, you're like, no, screw that. That was sick.
That was sick. Yeah.
This guy broke stone with his knuckles. Fuck yeah.
Gotta love a knuckle.
It helps though that there's a guy on TikTok that actually demonstrates it, how real it is. It's fucking awesome.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He's been doing that since Vine.
Epic.
Yeah.
You know what's not awesome? Night Terror's Nightwing. I gave it a 4 out of 10, man. I thought it was absolute trash.
Damn.
It was the wrong art to use. I didn't like the premise. I didn't like any of the voices. Nightwing to me sounded very whiny. Not okay.
Yeah. You didn't like his art?
The art is great, but it to me, if the art is great, but it's in the wrong fucking story, I mean, then it doesn't fit at all. You know, art being great at all. I mean, you wouldn't want Zermanico drawing a fucking coloring book. You know what I mean?
I don't know about that.
Jimenez for sure. But anyway,
I would love to color some Zermanico.
Actually, his art would be great for a watercolor book because he already paints he already paints in gouache with some of his covers. So that'd be like every artist's dream to have that.
All right. Well, instead of making a joke, we just come up with a new business idea.
Hell yeah.
Watercolors by Zermanico. Somebody tweet him now.
Not that I know how to paint in watercolors. I'm just saying if I did, I would totally do that.
I do. You dip the brush in paint, you dip the brush in water, and then you put it on the paper and you hope for the best. That's
I'm not talking like some BS art class thing. Yeah, no, I'm not talking some BS art class thing where you're like, oh, I can watercolor just like anyone, and then you look at it and it's a mess. I'm talking like genuine talented. You paint it and it could look really nice.
No, look,
I'm not that.
I can pick apart all day long art, all fucking day long. But here's the thing I will never understand about watercolors. How do they make them look good?
Talent, skill.
I mean, fucking ridiculously.
Study and practice, years of it.
Unbelievable amount of a steady hand and patience, and Jesus, watercolors are insane, dude.
Yeah, they really are.
Just side art praise there. All right, I guess we should move on from one nightmare to another.
Yeah. Just quick, if I didn't give my score 8.5 out of 10 for Nightwing, rather enjoyed it, despite the fact that it was kind of weird. Yeah, so finally we're getting on to Night Terrors Wonder Woman #1, our final book for the week. This is written by Josie Campbell with art from Juan Ferreira, letters from Pat Brosseau, and a very nice cover from Jay Lee and June Chung. So Wonder Woman and Bobo, the detective chimp, seemingly wake up where they were in the JLD archives, except they can't get out. Diana knows the rest of the JLD is down there somewhere with them, and that they are probably dreaming because of all the clues around them. Luckily, she's already found John Constantine to help them get out. So the trio start to head in towards the archives and to try and find the league, but find wow, I wrote autocorrect. The Minos. It autocorrected into Minnie's Labyrinth. Like the fuck is the Minnie's Labyrinth? The Minos Labyrinth of legend, where the Minotaur resides. Who knew it was there? The JLD seem to be in the middle of the labyrinth. So together, the trio take hold of Diana's unbreakable lasso and go together, but are very quickly split up. And Diana goes fights to rescue her teammates from behind a stone wall where they were dragged through by ghostly arms. On the other side, Constantine and Bobo are further split apart by nightmare beasts as Diana comes across a nightmare version of herself with Gorgon-like features who begins to get the upper hand on her in a fight. And that is where we end off. Looking at this, though, like if the JLD can be saved, maybe they could be a huge help because we did see through the issue a few members.
Right?
At Jason Blood was there. I believe I saw Ragman. Shit, who else did I see? It was Jason Blood, there was Ragman. I want to say Blue Devil was there.
I don't remember seeing Blue Devil, but I'm not gonna argue with you.
I could be wrong, but point is, like, the team that was there was pretty freaking solid.
Most JLD teams are.
Yeah, so like if they can get that shit going, then if they get out together, then they might just have a chance at taking on whatever's going on pretty well. Yeah, and hopefully Zatanna has a hand in that. I think the fact that they put Zatanna before Wonder Woman was on purpose. So in the Zatanna story, her and Robot Man can do what they can to help get the Justice League Dark safe, and as they wake up, the whole team can come together and help. So I think it'll be very interesting. Let's see, I got the page in front of me now. Oh, hang on. So the Jason Blood and Etrigan? That's weird. There's Ragman. Oh, that was it. Okay. I don't know. That's weird. I never clicked that Jason Blood and Etrigan were both there. That's weird. Interesting enough.
And that's odd.
Yeah.
I wonder who the hell I thought that was.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The Minos Labyrinth was a nice touch. I kind of dig that. Being a Wonder Woman story, having that lore involved. Apart from that, though, not much else I can really say. 8 out of 10 for the issue. Didn't hate it. Wasn't amazing. Didn't hate it. Rather enjoyed it. Not as much as Nightwing. One of the better Night Terrors tie-ins, I'll say, for now.
It was very okay, in my opinion. The backup was something I enjoyed a little bit more. The main story, like, it's nice to see the Justice League Dark, but honestly, aside from the art, I was just kind of like, I was kind of bored. So I gave this one a 7 out of 10. Being a little bit generous. I don't even know if I'm going to check out the next issue, but yeah, I was just kind of bored, if I can be honest.
Yeah. And if I can too, what an absolute horrible Wonder Woman on that cover. I don't think I have seen Diana drawn that badly since she was the Justice League secretary. But the art inside is fucking amazing. That was about it, though. This had all of my favorite players in it, and it felt so monumentally empty. There was no excitement at all for me. Not a single page flip was preceded by curiosity. What's going to happen next? It didn't make me angry. There wasn't anything really wrong with it. It was just there. Given that Wonder Woman is one of the few titles we get close to with the Justice League Dark, I would have thought that this story would have been a lot better because, like Rob mentioned, and I'm assuming a lot of people are, I am assuming that the Justice League Dark is going to have a big hand in wrapping this up. At least that's what would make sense. But in any case, I thought the story would be better, but it turns out that in this particular issue, there's no story at all. I'm going to say the exact same thing about Nubia's Nightmare in the backup, except that it's got one thing that makes it a little bit worse, and that's Nubia's Nightmare is that the goddess Gaia, the personification of the planet Earth, aka Mother Nature, has turned into the fat bastard from Austin Powers. Get in my belly. That's what she looks like. I was disappointed all the way around. The whole issue gets a 6, and I want to make it clear that it is solely Juan Fiata that makes this book tolerable. Man draws so damn pretty. Whew, so pretty. But yeah, 6 out of 10. Didn't dig that whatsoever.
Fair enough.
I try to be. Most people think I'm not.
Well, I'm gonna say you're not fair to Jay Lee about that cover.
Oh, I don't like that at all. I did that, those wide ass eyes, and I really don't like much. I like Bobo, but that's about it.
Yeah, just don't look at Jay Lee's Kilowog.
or Kill a Frog as my
frog, exactly.
LCS owner called it. Yeah.
I'm happy I'm not the only one that saw him as a toad.
That was what, 2018, and I can remember I went to pick up the Green Lantern #2, and he's like, "Are you getting the Killer Frog cover?" I was like, "What?" He's like, "Here, I want to show you something." I was like, "Oh, I see."
God,
the Killer Frog.
Oh shit, that's brilliant. I'm accurate, very accurate.
Indeed, it is.
All right, so that is our 3 books for the week. Now getting into our top 3 of the whole week and favorite moment if we had one. Who wants to go first?
I'll start it off. I'm gonna start with my favorite moment too. It's a little grim, but in Wonder Woman, where Constantine is describing potential nightmares, and he looks at Bobo and says, "Street organ grinders." that made me chuckle. I know it's dark, but it gave me a pretty damn good laugh. That was my favorite moment out of the books that we covered in this show. Top 3. Number 3, I gave it to Static, Shadows of Dakota. Number 5, excellent. Number 2, White Knight Presents Generation Joker. Number 3, and my first place went to Night Terror's Punchline. Number 1. All 3 of them honorable mentions. That just does not happen. Does not happen.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, it's episode 156 or some shit, and I've been in over 300 podcast episodes. Never once have I ever done that.
Yeah. I forgot to go through Punchline.
It was surprisingly good, as we might mention briefly in our bonus section.
Yeah, I'm
more so for the
now.
writing.
It looks interesting.
I'm not going to say I'm sold on the Punchline character, but I think I was more surprised by the writing than anything else, which was like real step up from some of the other.
Yeah,
the Gotham game wasn't bad. I don't want to make it sound like it was a waste of time.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't know if anybody's really sold on Punchline as a character.
Man,
but
dude, the moment Punchline got announced, there were people that flocked to get tattoos,
and that was a direct like rendition of what was going on in the Gotham game. There were people just obsessed with the psychopathic character because they have no lives or some shit. I don't know.
Pretty much fell under her spell.
Weird. Yeah,
she wove it and did it well. All right. Well, what about you, Brandon? What's your top 3 and favorite moment?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. At number 3, I had Night Terror Superman Number one. At number two, I had the Vigil number three. But number one actually had World's Finest number 18. Just a really solid wrap up to the arc and continues to be one of my favorite ones. But I will say I may have a little bit of bias because my favorite moment is a very small one. But I have selfishly been waiting for Dan Mora to draw Green Arrow because we've gotten to see like all of the other characters, and I'm like,
Right.
come on, man.
Yeah.
Like Ollie's in this fucking arc. You can't not do it. And we got it in this issue. It was literally like that I don't even remember that meme of like, we got him, boys, whatever. But I was so excited. I saw it's like a brief little panel. I was like, I'll take it. I don't care.
Yeah.
So that's that honestly is what made the book that good. Not even the story. It was just that.
That's
Oh, yeah.
fair. I mean, like, it was an awesome freaking moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Thing. So I had Night Terror's Nightwing at number 3. So it was just an interesting little thing. And then I had World's Finest number 17 at number 2. And number 1, I had Superboy, the Man of Tomorrow, because I'm a Dragon Ball fan and a DC Cosmic fan, and it's the perfect union of the two. So it's basically for me, this book. It was made for me. It's like my whole. You got to read that story, Josh. Curse
It's
of
like-
Amagara Fault. I'm gonna send it to you before we finish recording.
it's like your home.
Oh yeah, you'll get the reference after.
The hole is your home. You don't like your home?
Oh,
Get in
it's,
the hole.
it's not a home you want to be in, my friend.
Oh, no, that's from Adam Sandler.
And favorite moments, I didn't really have one, but if I could pick one, it was from World's Finest, basically. Like, we'll get into that a bit more in the bonus show, but Batman telling Jimmy he doesn't think Bruce Wayne will be upset with him, which I thought was hilarious. Jimmy in front of Batman saying, "Oh man, I totally burned Bruce Wayne with this article I wrote," and then Superman just smirks at Batman. Like, yeah, no, I think you're good, kid.
You burnt.
Yeah. I thought that was funny. All right. Any last minute thoughts, theories,
No,
ideas?
No, sir.
No.
Other than I'm feeling pretty
No.
vindicated about my doubts about this event. I'm
Fair
sure.
enough. Yeah. I mean, fuck, we all are.
Yeah.
I mean, at the same, you can feel vindicated, but also just feel disappointed because we were right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Every time.
Unfortunately. All right, well, that's the show. Remember, if you feel like supporting us, check out our Discord server for only $2.99 a month, $3.99 in Canada. Visit our website, thegeekmatrixpod.com, for links to that, our Twitter, Instagram, and much more. Be careful out there. Remember, in the Geek Matrix, you are not alone.